This is the cybergun Sig Sauer SP2022. It is branded Swiss Arms. Swiss Arms is, from what I can work out, is basically Sig Sauer. It's distributed by Cybergun, and I think it's made by KWC. So we're going to crack open the box and see what we can find. So inside the box, it's packaged rather nicely. We've got some BBs that come with it. We should try those out outside on the range. Also comes with a little cheap speed loader and an Allen key for tightening up your CO2 thingy. And here's the gun itself. Now, first impressions, it feels very good. You know, it feels nice in the hand. The balance, the weight's quite balanced. The barrel's recessed so it doesn't look daft. The bottom is made of polymer plastic. Magazine, it is about half the weight of the gun. CO2 goes in the bottom there, as usual. And this little speed loader. Pull the little tab down on the spring, and there's like a little notch on the back of the speed loader which just slides down. Obviously I cocked up first time round. Pop that in, slide it down, and then you can tip your BBs in the end there. Nice and straightforward. Pop it back in the gun. Nice click. As I say, the bottom is polymer plastic. It is quite cheap plastic. The only button on the, that works is the safety. The hammer is just for aesthetics. It's spring-loaded hammer. It's a fixed model, so the slide doesn't slide. But yeah, overall, a very good, nice little gun. So far, we'll see when we get to shooting it. It is officially licensed, so it's got all the Sig Sauer markings on it. Now, this gun is used by the gendarmes in France and by the customs, which is the douane. To compare it, the nearest thing I've got to a real steel is the Rete SP2022 blank firing gun. Now, the polymer grip on this, there's your magazine that takes your 9mm PAK rounds. It's got a metal slide. It is, it's as close as the real steel that I can get. The hammer's all working. All the levers work on this gun because it is basically a fully functioning gun that shoots blanks. So there they are, side by side. So the plastic or the polymer on the Rete, the blank firing gun, is a little bit superior to the Cybergun Swiss Arms version. Having said that, it still feels quite nice in the hand. We'll pop it on the scales. This is the Rete. That's 879 grams. That's quite close to the real steel version, I believe. So we'll pop the Cybergun stroke Swiss Arms on. And there we go, 759 grams. So half of that weight is the magazine, so we'll just weigh that on its own. There we go, 377 grams. So we'll weigh the gun on its own. 82. But having said that, its balance is quite well in the hand. It's not like heavy at one end or anything, so it feels quite good. I'll say the French police use these. It's standard issue for them. I think they've been using it for quite a few years now. But so they look identical from behind. Got the same sights on. The trigger guard, that's all plastic. Got a rail on the end of it for little accessories. Metal trigger. So yeah, all in all, I'm quite chuffed with it for the price. This came in at 69 euros, I think. Have a look at the magazine, shall we? But yeah, so there they are, side by side. I shall only take one out shooting, the other one's a bit too loud. So the only difference on the bottom is the one's got the CO2 and the other one's a proper magazine. Other than that, the grips are slightly different, but not a lot of difference in it really. So this is the 9mm. It's a front firing blank gun, so there is a restrictor in the barrel. This is the BB version. The barrel is recessed, so it looks quite nice at the end. And overall, it's just a really nice gun. So we're going to take it outside and see what it shoots like on the range. So it's a glorious afternoon. Got ourselves out on the range. I've just stapled a couple of paper targets on the target board down there. I don't have a pellet trap or anything like that, so I just put them on a piece of wood. So here we go, the SP2022. So it's the fixed version. Magazine. And I've brought out the Glock 17 Gen 4 just as a comparison. And this is a full blowback. I've done previous videos on this. Now this is cybergun and this is cybergun. I believe both made by KWC. I could be wrong, but from what research I can find on these guns, it's KWC. I think they tend to make a lot of guns for a lot of companies. Cybergun are just the distributors, but that's officially licensed Glock and that's officially licensed Sig Sauer. This one is supposed to be 1.7 joules and this one is supposed to be 2.8. I haven't got a crony at the minute. I have ordered one, but it's on back order. Anyway, I'm going to do most of the shooting on this one today, but I will put some gas and ammunition in this one and see how it compares. So we'll get this one all loaded up. Put a drop of oil on the end of the... And I always like to put a little drop down in the magazine. You probably don't need to, but I like to keep it lubricated. Goes in there like so. That pulls all the way down there like that. And you're supposed to be able to just pour these in. And there we have so that's how you load the magazine on this particular gun. So basically, put the safety on, magazine in, and now that's good to go. So I'm going to face the other way and see what I can hit on the target. That didn't take too long to empty a magazine, did it? So I'm going to load it up again. There we have it, loaded up again. Safety's on. I'll spin round and see what we can hit. I am still getting a feel for this gun and which way it aims, but I did just hit that. I think it's clear from that bit of footage I'm not going to be able to hit the target while I've got the camera on. Perhaps I'm getting stage fright. No, it does shoot very straight. I've not had a lot of experience with handguns, to be honest. Obviously I've got all the other guns, but I don't sit out here shooting for hours and hours. But you know, when it comes to rifles, I've been using rifles quite a few years, air rifles, or we used to shoot the L98, which was the manual version of the SA80, and we used to shoot a 2.2 rifle, but I can't remember. I don't know what make it was, and I don't even know if it had a magazine. But the L98 was it was exactly the same rifle as the SA80 that the British military were using at the time, but the L98 was the manual version. It wasn't. I don't think it was No, it wasn't semi-automatic. You had to cock it every time. Had air rifles. I've got air rifles. I'm more used to shooting with a rifle now. With a handgun, I just need a bit more practice with them. But this one does shoot very straight. I'm going to load it up again, and I'm going to get the Glock 17 loaded up as well, and we'll shoot that as well. We'll shoot the Sig Sauer off of safe. Locked open. The Glock's almost out of gas now. So that's the Glock done. The Sig Sauer, on the other hand, is still going. So that's pretty much the Sig Sauer's out of gas now. There is still some shots left in it, but it's back gone. So I would say that was probably a good 120 shots out of this. Bearing in mind it's cold out here, it's not warm at all. The sun's shining, but it is cold out here. The Glock did 3 magazines, so I don't know what you get in a magazine, 18 shots, something like that. So you get 3 magazines out of the Glock, but a lot of that energy is taken out with the slide and the blowback. This one, I'd say about 120 shots, give or take. If the weather was really hot, it would probably do more. All good stuff. That's empty now. You do get a lot more shooting per gas cylinder with the fixed slide. So if you're going to want to target practice and stuff like that, and you want to get more out of your CO2, go for something with a fixed slide. It's more economical, it's more powerful, and because there's nothing, because the barrel and all the slide isn't moving, it tends to be more accurate. Now my shooting isn't accurate, as I say. I've got a bad shoulder as it is, only from the last couple of days. I don't know what's happened, but every now and again I catch it and it twinges, but I'm not making excuses. I'm not a great shot, not with a handgun. So when it comes to rifle shooting, I'm a little bit better. So that really is pretty good. If you want to have an authentic feel when you're shooting, something like this with a blowback action, it's more realistic because it has got quite a kick. Although it's only a BB gun, it does sort of jar in your hand, and obviously it puts your, puts your groupings off a little bit. It does for me anyway. They're a bit all over the place on the paper target down there. But what can I say? That is the Sig Sauer SP2022, the BB gun version made by, well, distributed by Cybergun. Whether it's the same as Umarex or any of these other brands, I don't know. I mean, there's serial numbers on there. It says made in Taiwan. And it is pretty damn good, and it fires very straight, whereas the Glock tends to just shoot one way or the other. It's consistent, so you can adjust accordingly, but this one does shoot very straight. Now, as I say, I haven't got a crony, so I can't test it. When I do get one, I'll test all my guns, and we'll see what this one. I mean, it's claimed to be 2.8 joules, which is 400 and something foot-pound, FPS, feet per second. I'm not sure what that is in feet pounds, but yeah, really impressed with it. If as I say, if you don't want the authentic feel with the blowback, at the end of the day, it's not a pest control gun or anything like that. It's just a bit of backyard plinking, bit of target shooting. Shooting pop cans and stuff like that, a bit of fun, but as always, safety first. If you're going to get something like this for your kids, make sure they're supervised and they're au fait with gun safety and all that kind of thing. Always use your safety. It's just like teaching your grandmother how to suck eggs, isn't it? Gun safety. But for some people it's not there. Trigger safety and all that lot. Again, don't walk the streets with it, because, as I say, it's got the proper markings. It says Sig Sauer SP2022. That's the same as the real deal, and the same with the Glock. It's got Glock markings on it. If you walk the streets with these and the police spot you, you're going to end up getting shot yourself. They're just toys, really, but very, very realistic toys that feel good in your hand. I'm going to do a little bit more shooting, but I won't bring you along for it, and I'll just shoot enough to get rid of the CO2. Don't want to waste it, do we? But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video on the SP2022. You can get these at the moment on Toro distribution for, I think it was €69. So I think reduced from 100, but even so, it's still a really good gun. So yeah, I hope you like this video. Please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and do come back, because we will have some more gun videos very soon. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.